Hey Collective, today we're going to do an energy check-in to see if we can get some messages. To my returning subscribers, welcome back, and to anybody who's new here, thank you for joining us today. I just want to say I appreciate all of your likes, your subscribes, your comments, and everything that you share with the channel. If a reading doesn't resonate, please don't try to force it to fit. Feel free to take the roles and reverse them as needed. I hope everybody's doing well today. And we're just going to jump right into the message. So the first cards out say too late in romance. There could be something about time or a calendar. Or something about the numbers 9, 11, or 13. Gemini or the number 3 could be significant. You could be an Aries, Gemini, or a Taurus. Tuesday or Wednesday could be significant. This says moving on, letting go, loving you, free. The next card out says I love you, and then self-love. For some of you, I'm getting something about you feeling like it's too late to connect with someone, or there's something about wanting to be free of connections. You could have people coming towards you that you are not interested in because you're focused on yourself at this time. For some of you, there's something about you could be worried that people are marrying you to get your attention. This says under pressure, anxiety, decisions, time's running out. So the first card was too late, and then the next one is time's running out. Or the next card, the last one says time is running out. Under the deck is shocking news, trap, spell, love or love spell, and bad news. So let's see what this is. Oh, and this slipped out while I was putting these up. This says off and on, hot and cold, detached. There's something for some of you where you feel like it's too late. Like you don't want to be in lustful energy with anybody. You feel like you're getting too old for that, or there's something about moving on and letting go of energy that's like that. Letting go of energy where the connections are shallow, and for some of you, it's like that's causing it to feel like the dating pool is also shallow. Like there's no point in investing in people because everybody is similar. And so you just feel like it's too late to connect with anyone. There's something here about you feeling like people wanting to get into connections and the reasons aren't real. It's like there's something about the beauty of connections or the beauty of marriage or the beauty of like the novelty of something instead of actually having a connection with someone. For others of you, I'm seeing something about like you would like to have love, you would like to have connections, but you don't want to be with anyone where you feel stuck or blocked. For a lot of you, you're the first in your family to be doing this. And so often whenever you're the first person to do something, you have to do it alone. Or since you're the first person, there's not anybody to get advice from about whatever it is that you're doing. You'd be breaking some kind of cycle for your family. You need to know that you were chosen for this. This is something that's very valuable to generations to come. There's something that you're going to be doing that sets you and everybody that comes from you apart from where you have come from. This could be something that you know. This could be something where you feel almost under pressure to behave this way, like you recognize this about yourself, that you don't want to be like your family, or you don't want to be like everybody else and just connecting to be connecting. And this could be something that you promised yourself as part of your self-love journey and recognizing who you are and learning new things about yourself. This could be something that you promised that you wouldn't do anymore. This may feel very heavy at times, or this could be something that you move in and out of this energy. Like sometimes you miss connections that are romantic, but then other times you think that they are pointless. So you just continue to move on alone. You have people around you who admire you or who want to be in something romantic with you, or something where they're trying to connect with you. These could be secret admirers. There's something here about whatever it is that you are looking for is something that you haven't experienced, but it's also something that's uncommon in society. So it's like when you connect with somebody, you want to be with somebody that you're connecting genuinely with your heart, where the connection comes from a place where you and this person can cultivate a genuine attraction and connection that's something that isn't just going to break down whenever there's an argument, or something that isn't going to be overshadowed by something else. You want the one or nothing, is what I just heard. Because you know that this is something that you deserve. And there's also something here about you knowing who you are, and somebody who is meant to break some kind of a generational curse, or do something where you're a role model for a lot of people. You can't be with just anybody. You may have been in a lot of connections that felt very superficial, where you wanted to connect with people, but it's like their waters weren't that deep. There's something too about you getting into connections with people, and then whenever it was time to let go of them, it was almost easy for you to cut them off. Some of these people, whenever this happened with you and them, they were shocked by this, and it put these people under pressure to go through their own spiritual awakening. Or the other people, they may have gotten obsessed with you instead of letting go and going through whatever it is that they were being called to go through. It's like you are the person who births people from their shadow energy. Like you release them into the world where they're supposed to go through an awakening. But you may have been in connections where people got obsessive with you instead of going through the awakening. There's something about your heart creating this in other people, like your light is so bright that you are able to help people see through their own shadow. Even if whenever you separate from them, then they do get obsessed with you, or they do something where it causes a state of them feeling anxiety. There's something about your energy illuminating what that is within them. Yeah, this causes people to look at themselves. It causes them to see themselves very clearly. Because you're somebody who is a healer, you could be very spiritual, you could be very intuitive. There's something about the connections between you and anyone here where they feel like it's almost magical. Like there's something about the experience with you is very different than it is with other people. And part of that has to do with you being as deep and as vast as the ocean, and then accidentally connecting with people who are as deep as a puddle or as deep as a pond. And so something cracks open within people whenever you're around them, even if it's not for a long period of time, because there's something about you seeing into people. There's something very special about your energy. This card says the healer, so that's you. That's what this is that's showing up here. The way this reading is coming out is it's talking about, there's a few different things that are coming out here. It has to do with people that you have connected with, but also something that you still want, but it's like you're not willing to settle for anything. And along the way, you are causing people to open up to spirituality or to healing or something within religion or something within themselves, to take a look to see what it is that they need to resolve. And so this is something you are meant to do. These things that have happened haven't been by coincidence. But it's like you still haven't found your one. For some of you, there's something about the one not being birthed yet. Like maybe the one that you're supposed to be with has not cracked open all the way to be at the same spiritual level as you. This person may be still in a connection with someone. This may be somebody that you haven't even met yet. This could be someone who's still married to somebody else, who still has to go through something on their own. Whoever this is could be operating still from a place of survival mode. This isn't somebody who has opened up all the way yet. There's something here about that. This person has, it's like they haven't been created all the way yet for you. This person could be going through something where they feel like it's too late for them to be with somebody that they truly love. Or for some of you, this is somebody who you just haven't met this person. But you do need to know that there is somebody that is your match. You just may be meant to do other things first. So There's something about you needing to sustain clarity during whatever you are going through at this time. So maybe for some of you, there's something about whatever it is that you're currently going through, you having a romantic connection or a romantic involvement with someone or being connected to somebody may distract you from whatever it is that's going on. Some of you could be going through a legal case. Others of you, you're just going through an awakening or discovering yourself. And so before this person comes in, there's something about needing to know yourself completely. For others of you, there's something about your spiritual journey or awakenings that you haven't gone through yet, or something about you getting into mysticism or things in spirituality yet that you haven't been able to discover yet, or things that you haven't gone all the way into that you're meant to do before anybody else comes along. So let's see what else. You do have somebody compatible that's going to be coming in. And the timeline may be different for each person, but there is somebody that's equal to you. This is talking about them being saved for you. This is somebody that you're going to meet along the way, along your journey. This could be somebody that you meet whenever you are traveling, or somebody that you're going to meet whenever you're planning to travel. So this could be somebody who helps you book traveling, or whoever this is, they could come in and be somebody that you feel like can read your mind. Like you'll feel very connected to them very quickly. But whatever this is talking about, there's something about being sure to be open to a connection, but be patient whenever it comes to whoever this is that's coming in, because this could be somebody who comes in and offers you some kind of a kindness or something. There's something about you having proof of who this is or the kind of person that they are before you fully invest in anything where you would be committing to someone. Whoever this is going to be supportive of you. That will be something that you'll notice as far as like proof of who they are. There's something about them being supportive whenever you're stressed. And this will be somebody that you and them both have unconditional love for each other. And there's something here about a clock. I don't know what this has to do with, but there's something about time and what you're investing in. You may have waited for a very long time for whatever this is that's coming in. But you need to know that this is going to be a gift from the divine, this collaboration. And you need to know that whatever this is, this person that you're having to wait for, this is part of a divine plan. So there's a couple of messages with this reading. It's talking about somebody being your spiritual and physical counterpart here in the 3D, but also something about you going through your own awakening and learning about yourself. And there's also another layer of you may be going through something very heavy at this time, that it's like there's a few more things that have to be done. There's something about these things needing to be done precisely, like events that need to happen first. And so there's something here about precision and patience, because you're going to be the first person to do something in your family. Whether this is like setting up the way that relationships should look for your children, or breaking some sort of curse whenever it comes to being in connections with people who are not correctly aligned spiritually, emotionally, intellectually, but just staying anyway because that's what you're supposed to do. There's something here about not being in connections like that. Whether this is in any capacity in your life, whether this is with family or romantically or in business, there's something about being precise and patient and only investing in things that are correctly aligned for you and who you are authentically at your core. And not just saying yes or doing something because you feel like you have to, or you feel like time is running out on something, or you feel you're being impatient about wanting something right now. There's something about you not being that way. So let's see, what else? Yeah, there's something about you not being tempted by connections that are full of false hope, because they turn into disasters. And there's something about you being prepared for something in the future. Like you being able to see proof or evidence of connections being like this, where they're just tempting, but they're misaligned. Because connections that are like this, there's something about them bringing frustration or putting you in a fight or flight mode whenever you're in the connection. And that's what I was seeing up here, something about somebody being in survival mode. And that's also what I'm seeing here. So for you, you could have been at a place where whenever you were connected with people, that's how you felt, like you were just surviving, like agreeing to anything, being a people pleaser, doing something to be accommodating in order to maintain a connection that maybe really wasn't the right thing for you. And I'm seeing somebody else over here that at this time, it's like they could be going through the same thing or doing the same thing. For others of you, another message that I'm getting is it's like you're realizing this about yourself, and you are like being honest with who you are. And for some of you, there's something about you feeling like it's too late for you to have realized this in life. Like too late for you to change this about yourself, because at this point it's a habit. But it's not. That's part of what this is here. That's what this awakening is. That's what this shocking news is about the way that your personality is. There's something about it being a product of the environment that you grew up in, or people that you're around, or some generational normalcy that isn't really normal or healthy that you are breaking out of. And so it's like with you altering what is normal or what is considered normal, you're the first person to do this, but you're having to do this alone, and you may be at a place where you're feeling like you're missing connections. So you do need to know that you've got something coming towards you that is a counterpart for you, but this may be somebody that you have to wait for, because you have other things that you need to go through first. There's other moments that need to happen, like specific moments that are life markers for you that you may need to go through still. And these don't have to be bad, but it's like there's something else. There's other things that need to happen for you and for this person, and that it's part of the divine plan. Yeah, that's part of fate. There's something here about your fate and a curse that you are breaking, because you're bringing justice not only to yourself, but your bloodline. There's something about you bringing equality and logic to a situation that has been lopsided whenever it comes to connections in any of those spaces, whether it's family, love, or business. There's something about you being the equalizer in a situation where things maybe could have been nightmarish for people in connections. It's like you're breaking that because it's not normal or healthy, and it doesn't feel good. And it's one of those things that you, maybe even as a young child, you thought to yourself, why is anybody talking to each other if they don't like each other? Why is this husband and wife together when they don't like each other? Why are you working at this place if you don't like it here? Why are you still with this, being around this friend whenever they talk about you all the time, or there's somebody who is being petty with you? It's like, why are you doing these things? And it's like there's those connections, but then there's connections with animals, pets, where it's just love. There's nothing here but love and trust and honesty and compatibility with animals. And it may be something where, like, as a young child, you may have had a pet that you love very dearly, or maybe as an adult you have one. And it's like, I want to be in a connection where I love somebody and they love me the same way that my pet loves me. I want this kind of loyalty, because that's what's normal. Because if we're not doing that, then what are we doing? And so there's something about you promising yourself not to involve yourself in situations where people are being hot and cold and detached with you. You need to know that that's what's coming in here. There is balance that's coming in to your life, because that's the only energy that you're accepting. And so you're doing something beautiful for the people to come after you. There's something about you having inner peace and looking at something with simplicity. Like, it's the very basic of, I don't like it, then I don't want it. And it's just that black and white. If this does not feel good to me, and that's not to say to be selfish or anything like that, but you should be selfish whenever it comes to your inner peace. Nobody should be disrupting your inner peace. Nobody that you love or that loves you, that is claiming or proclaiming to love you, should be doing things to disturb your peace at all times. Yes, people are going to have disagreements and they're going to have conflicts sometimes, but these conflicts, whenever you're with somebody or compatible in situations, shouldn't be something that are cataclysmic. They should be things that you should be able to move through together. And for whoever I'm speaking to, you may have been with a lot of people who, because they were very shallow, or because they were emotionally immature, because they had energy of being very flighty, that they were hot and cold and off and on, or detached, or maybe they were arguing a lot, or there could have been a lot of fighting. And maybe that's what you saw whenever you were growing up. There's, whenever people got into fights, they just stopped speaking to each other. So for some of you, you grew up with loud silence in a household, but where there was always tension. And it's like, that's what you're moving away from. You don't want to have anxiety. You don't want to be in a place of an anxious home. And so you're venturing out and you're creating something new. And it's like you're doing this. You're the first of the people in your family, or even people, even if it's just people that you know, you're the first. There's also something here about people coming towards you who are maybe offering you things and you're just uninterested. Because it's I just heard you're not awake. Like I saw an image of somebody coming and offering you something, and you look at them and you're just like, you're still asleep. You're still operating from like an animalistic need to connect instead of getting to know me first. You're coming towards me because of my energy, or because of the way that I appear, or because of something that you see that you want to take from me, like, or to conquer. And so you're bringing justice to a curse. For some of you, you could be going through a legal issue with someone, and that you are going to receive balance in this situation, because that is what, it's part of your fate. It's part of destiny for you to break this curse. For some of you, what you need to know is whatever this is, it's manifested in the 3D that has to do with this court case or this legal thing that you have been dealing with. There's something about it being, it's like, because this is your calling, this is part of your destiny to break something generationally. It has to manifest also in the 3D for you to be able to see that this is what you're doing. This is something that you are going to get justice in. There's something here about this being your purpose. This is the expectation for your destination. This is where you have always been going. And you have people celebrating you. There's people both here and in spirit that are celebrating you. You need to know that anyone who's passed on that you are thinking of right now while you're watching this reading, these people are very proud of you. For some of you, it's a grandmother. For some of you, it's a brother. For some of you, it could be an uncle or a friend. It could be anyone here. It could be any grandparent or any family member. If you were in a connection, or you were married to somebody, or there was a situation that looked like a marriage that you were in, where the connection was very codependent, or if this is just any energy, it doesn't have to be marriage. It could be any energy of codependency, whether this was in a family or in a friendship where the connection was just you and this person needed each other to function or to operate. There's something about this connection, if this is resonating for you, that brought you out of this survival mode, because whoever this is that you were connected to, they did something out of like some animalistic need to destroy or conquer you. They did something here to betray your trust. And it's like, that was the moment whenever you realized, and you may have always known this, that you don't need people, but it was like in that moment, that's whenever you decided, I don't know what I want, but I don't want to be here. I don't want to be, this isn't working for me. This doesn't make sense. If anybody was treating my children or anybody I love this way, I would not stand for this. So I cannot continue to move in this energy. You chose to disconnect from whoever these people are that you were once partnered with, that you put a lot of trust in, and you just chose to move forward. And for a lot of you, whoever was around you when you were doing these things, they may have told you that you were going to fail. They may have told you that there was no way that you were going to be able to do something alone or on your own, but you have. There's something that you've achieved, and this has been out of sheer, like, willpower to continue to move forward. You didn't listen to whoever these people are, whoever these naysayers were. For some of you, there's someone that you could be in a legal case with who is very stubborn, that it's like you may not be understanding why this person is doing something. It's like in your head and in maybe even evidence or something that's going on. It's like you see that this person is lost, but they're still doing something and you're not understanding why. And this is part of like some catastrophe that you're supposed to go through. And part of it is to teach this person a lesson, but the other part of it is because this is going to go in your favor, and it's something that you need to see, because there's something about, it's like throughout your life, even as a young child, if you knew that relationships didn't make sense, like with people where they were unhappy and you didn't understand why they stayed, it's still something that got ingrained in you from a very small age. And so it is very hard to break out of a cycle. It takes an extraordinary amount of effort to break the cycle of something where that's where you came from and that's all you know. And it's almost because you become desensitized to behavior that's like that because you grew up in it. You grew up in some kind of emotional chaos, or you maybe grew up in physical chaos, or you grew up in a situation where, you know, people were not aligned correctly. And so it's something that you almost accidentally accept. And so even though you're going through something now where you know that you are on the right side of right, you know that you're doing something and you're not operating out of anything malicious or anything. You're trying to move calmly and find inner peace and not accept things that are bad for you. It's like even still, even with all of those things, there's still something in you that's saying, but maybe I'm going to lose. Or maybe this doesn't work out in my favor. Even though you know that the person that's opposing you is wrong. There's something about this needing to work out in this way, and both you and this person needing to see in the 3D that they lose, so that you can believe that even whenever you cannot see what's out there, having faith and moving through the unknown to find something that's better for yourself does give you the results of whatever it is that you're trying to manifest for yourself. If you want something better, you can have better. You don't have to accept whatever this is. There's something about you sustaining this energy. And at the bottom of this deck is Judge. So there's something about you sustaining this energy, and there is something here or someone here or a situation that is going to be judged, both in the spirit and in the 3D. It's something that you're going to see. And this is a threshold that you needed to cross. This is some war that you had to go through to move from being in fight or flight mode into a place of being able to be calm, so that you can have patience and be precise, because nobody should be forcing you at all times to live in a state of survival. So I'm going to close out the reading here. I hope that this message was helpful. Thank you.